Hello, and thanks for joining me for Capital City Culture. Today, we're focusing on women's voices, women's votes, women's rights, an exhibition that's at the Clinton Presidential Center. The exhibition is set at the Clinton Presidential Library, that's in Little Rock, Arkansas. The exhibition has been open since September 2022, and sadly, it ends this month, today, actually. Now, this exhibition focuses on telling the diverse stories of women, girls, and men who take risk and are fighting for their right to vote. They're also working to expand democracy and elevate human rights. Nothing exemplifies that better than this quote we see from Shirley Chisholm as you enter one of the galleries. There are tons of components to this exhibition. One of the things that you're greeted with right away is a gown from the 2022 Met Gala worn by former Arkansas First Lady Hillary Rodham Clinton. Another notable part of this exhibition is the Bible belonging to Thurgood Marshall. It was held on Inauguration Day by Vice President Kamala Harris. Some very interesting pieces here. At the very top, you have a jabot that was worn by the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg. And at the bottom, a collar worn by Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson in her first official photo with the court as a new Supreme Court Justice. Another notable addition is the mention of Madam C.J. Walker, the first Black millionaire who wanted better for her community and a people, always spoke out against injustice. Quilts are a big part of the exhibit. This one pays homage to Dolores Huerta, and she was one of the most influential labor activists of the 20th century and also a prominent leader of the Chicano civil rights movement. This quilt is called The Radicals, and it was created by the Social Justice Sewing Academy, and it focuses a lot on Ida B. Wells. Now, Ida B. Wells is known as a journalist and civil and social rights activist, in addition to being a voting rights advocate. She very loudly pushed against lynching and other violence against Black people. Now, this quilt is different from a lot of the other quilts in the exhibit because it focuses on a man, Frederick Douglass. This is a great education tool, as if you get close, it tells the story of how Frederick Douglass pushed for voting rights for women. Now, this quilt introduces those who don't know to the indomitable Fannie Lou Hamer, who was a staunch activist for both voting rights and civil rights in the Deep South. One thing that you will see in a lot of the quotes is the detail and the messaging. I zoomed in here to get a close-up of Fannie Lou Hamer's eye, and you could see the words, the history of teamwork, one person, one vote, and voter registration, among others. Our next quote focuses on the first woman to run for the office of president, Miss Shirley Chisholm. I zoomed out here to make sure that you could get a really good look of all the detail in the states and just the messaging that comes with knowledge of Shirley Chisholm. Look up Unbought and Unbossed when you have time. I love the authenticity in the quilts shown. Not all of them show the most positive things, but they were true. So here you could see the tension between white members of the suffragette movement and Black women. Here we have another very interesting quilt that tells the story of the women's suffragette movement. I loved the gradients and the colors, the black and white infused with the pinks, the purples, and the blues. This piece is called The Future is Female. And in this photo, we have a sculpture of Eleanor Roosevelt by Penelope Jacks, a draft of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights with Eleanor Roosevelt's handwritten notes on it, an archival paper box belonging to the former First Lady, and a letter from President Harry S. Truman to Eleanor Roosevelt. As you move through the exhibit, there are lots of really neat little artifacts. Here we see a bobblehead of 2008 vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. She ran alongside John McCain. Definitely a history making moment. It was really cool to see this added to the exhibit. The women's rights exhibit ends today. However, there are still plenty of things for you to do at the Clinton Library, like visiting Cool Globes. It's an outdoor exhibit. It's comprised of about 26 selfie ready globes. It'll be here through December 31st. And the best thing about it is you don't have to pay museum admission. You could check out all of these globes in the park of the Presidential Library for free. The Clinton Presidential Center was a great place to visit. This includes something to do for families. Thousands of families came through and enjoyed this exhibit. As you can see, this is a cute little note from a child about how she views the world after seeing the exhibit. If you're interested in what's next at the Clinton Library, visit theclintonfoundation.org/Clinton Presidential Center/experience. And before I go, I want to extend a special thank you to Mr. Ben Tillemeyer and the Clinton Foundation and the William J. Clinton Presidential Library and Museum. When you need your fix for what's hot, happening, and new in the city, remember to always visit theculturecolumn.com.